I read it and could see that it was different, but I am not seeing what Francis is seeing. But I wanted to work with Francis and how much what you're kind of saying, that he really embodies just how it was being made alone was, and that he had been making it for so long. I've got to do a couple where people have been trying to make this movie for a while. It was with Silence. It was kind of like that with
Right.
Terry Gilliam. He was making, and always when I feel like it's been persistent with someone, something really exciting in how it's made, what the thing is, something so unique. It sounded interesting and beyond me.
Yeah.
In my something I had to and then when we got there and started making it, I was surprised by how much freedom that he gives everyone,
Mm.
and that he embodies his principle and puts his money where his mouth. I mean, he's making it himself. So because he was making it himself, there was no ancillary people getting in the way. So it was one of the best shooting experiences I ever had.
Really.
Well, yeah, hands down. This one and this movie Patterson were two of my favorite shooting experiences because
Mm.
for completely different reasons. And this one, there was nobody getting in the way, so it felt like a conversation that you were just happening with Francis from the minute we started talking about it till the last, the last few months of it. It still goes on. But it has the principle of show not tell, which is also I think what you were kind of also alluding to now, which is I feel about films. Let me tell you exactly what the plot is. Let me tell you what to feel about it, and leave nothing for you to discover. And that usually those aren't the movies that I'm attracted to
Yeah.
historically. I want they're one version when they come out, and then years later, because you evolve or the world around has evolved, and it's something completely different, and
Yeah.
they keep giving you things. That's what I feel about most of Francis's movies. I think I saw Apocalypse Now too young to really understand
Yeah.
what was going. There's lots of movies that are like that. I think I kind of consumed everything from Blockbuster video when I was 14, and a lot of them I had to revisit later to really like understand them. But no, I mean, I still go back to The Godfather and watch it for completely different reasons. The performance, you watch it for the performances, and then there's certain shots where, like, after working with Francis, there's no way anyone else could have got that composition. And like you can tell that those actors have so much freedom
Yeah.
to kind of move, and you can see it in their performances.
I feel that there are many people who understand, in a sense, that just as our Roman story reaches a point where where our very republic is at stake, and Rome did lose its republic and
Yeah.
became we have an emperor. Uh, People know that, and that's on their mind when they see the film today. I feel that is evident. I'm getting that reaction from people. I get really interesting reactions on this, but mostly from film directors. Film directors are very frank about whether they like someone's film or don't like it.
Yeah.
But I'm getting what I would hope to get from my colleagues. I felt a little bit sensitive that 9/11. There are so many people who lost people they loved
Yeah.
that it sort of in a way would be inconsiderate of me to make use of that footage uh, just because I had it and
Yeah.
it was mine. But they had lost people they loved, so I used a teeny bit in what I felt was the right moment where their heartbreak was what was where my heartbreak was,
Right.
but I didn't use a lot of it. I wanted to say something about Adam that you might not know, but Adam, at one point, Adam said to me that he had a lot of feelings about one of the early cuts, and I said to him, tell me everything you think, and he came up with a prescription of scenes to take out, scenes to add in, and anything. I said, well, let's do it. Let's see it. I mean, if we do it and it makes it better, we'll do it.
Wow.
and we did it, and it did. And he made a big contribution at the right moment towards the movie that I will always be grateful for. And he said to me, "Gee, well, it's nice of you to let me do what I want to do." I said, "No, but look at it. I don't have to do it. If you do what you think would be better. You know, a lot of time you have an idea. Say there's a scene done in one scene, and you got 3 or 4 where you got the whole thing perfectly. So those are your 4 selects. But maybe something that you didn't get perfectly, the first part was better than any of the first parts. You know what I mean? He discovered a lot of that stuff, and it was a huge help. People don't realize that he you know, in a sense, your cast and your colleagues are also the authors of the film with you. Let's put it this way, and this is the honest truth. Actors do their work 2 ways. There are some actors who are just really intelligent and really do some beautiful work out of this intelligence. Warren Beatty is someone like that. He's done some beautiful performances, but he does it because he's so bright. Yeah. Then there are others that's all intuition. Pacino has both. He's both very intelligent, and he really is, and very talented. He has both. He's very talented and very intelligent. That's a double whammy.
That's very nice.
Every actor has a different way of working. Shia was great.
Yeah.
But he has a different one. Yeah. His technique is to get you crazy that you're so mad that you say, just get out of here and go do it. Dennis Hopper did the same thing.
Did he?
He gets you like crazy, and then you say, I can't stand it. Just do something. Do My thing is, what would you do if you had Warren Beatty wants to do 60 takes. Yeah. Duvall will do 2 takes. And if you beg him, really beg him, he might do 3. Yeah. What if you have them in a scene together?
Right.
What would happen?
What did you do?
I didn't have them in a scene together.
Oh,
I don't know what. No, because literally Warren Beatty would do 60 takes if he could. Right. Duvall will not do more than 2 or 3.
I've worked with directors who work both ways, and I see the value in both. Mm-hmm. You know, I personally feel like I have less regret when the scene is over if you get a lot of bites at the apple. But I think that's also because I came from theater, where I know that you do 7 shows a week for 4 months, and always the last performance is the best because you're more economical in one spot. You're more relaxed. You found a different idea about how to deliver a line better, or it's just that you know that you're not going to have to do it again, so you're like more at ease. And so I know there's no such thing as a right answer about the right way to play a scene. Yeah. But because of that, also on the flip side, sometimes the first impulses are the best. So I preferred not to have to make that decision. You know, I like being the actor or the director. So, and also if someone likes working that way, like Spike Lee and Soderbergh, they like to work fast because the momentum and things like that. I don't want to hijack their film with, you know, well, I like to do 20. You know, it's not my film. So I try to adapt to and just, you know, go with it. You know, if I really feel like I need another one, I never not worked with someone who is, you know, they'll give you another shot.
One thing about Megalopolis is that no one says it's boring. That's very important because it's not boring, which I don't think it is, that a lot of people say, wow, I want to see it again. And I feel that's exactly what's going to happen, that the fact that it isn't boring, you're happy to go see. If I say to people, just come out of me, let's see it again, they go see it again. Right. And I think every time you see it, it's a little different, and there's more in it to get out of it. And I think that's what's going to happen. And a little bit is what happened with Apocalypse, is that there are people who love the film. People who say, I don't know what I think, they'll see it again. And eventually they'll find something in it because there's a lot in it. And so my feeling is, you know how I know that when I'm done with a movie is when I'm thinking about another one. Right. Yeah. And I feel I'm done with it. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I'll take whatever I get now. I'm not worried about it.
For me, it is a success. It's never, as I was saying earlier, it's been one of the best shooting experiences. And I'm not saying this because we're press and Francis is here. You know, how it was made, even when all that is mystifying to me too. I'd never been a part of a film where it's like, I've been a part of disaster movie making things where you show up and there's supposed to be like, you know, a giant foot and it's the left foot as opposed to the right foot. It's a huge like a mistake, or you lose all your money in the first week. Or I've been in films where you're on your way to the airport and the movie shuts down and you have to turn around. So it was mystifying, and then it was put off for another 2 months. It's mystifying to me for an article to actually come out in the midst of making it, where I'm sure if you there's no set way to make a film. We come up with ideas just to give it structure and maybe to make it so that everybody gets a chance to sleep at some point. But everyone's making it up. And the idea that, sure, if someone came on our set and had never seen a film before or had seen a lot of films, they would look at what Francis was doing and not understand. That to me is what is great about what this thing is, not the opposite, that it's supposed to be living up to someone else's idea of what a film should be. That's what I feel like films are supposed to push us forward, right, not give us another dose of something we've already seen.
You know what we're witnessing, I think? I mean, we're witnessing the death of journalism and the death of the Hollywood studio system, both which are wonderful. And we're witnessing those two institutions die right while we're here. And what is for journalism to retreat behind unknown sources and become trying to get clicks, to say something bad because you know that something bad will always get a click and something good, that it's sad to be at a time when two great institutions are dying. But something will replace them. We're about to have the moment of truth in another month or so, and I remain optimistic.